Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This actually is going to be a response video to Say Sean Bradley did a video, and shout out to the Fresh Collective. This is interesting. I was actually going through and I've seen all the videos and everything like that for the Fresh Collective. You guys, very smart move. Very smart move. I think this is actually going to be a game changer. The Fresh Collective, for you all to group and to make a movement like this on our platform, game changer. It's a game changer, and I wish you all the most success with this, but I don't even think that I have to do anything with you all with this. I think this is just going to blow right up, and it's going to do great things for every one of you guys that are actually involved. So shout out to the Fresh Collective. I am definitely a fan, definitely a supporter, and very happy for you guys. So on with that, I was watching Say Sean Bradley, and he did a video, and this was their question of the week is what they're doing. And the question was, what are your views on the portrayal of African-American women in reality TV? Now, this is actually, it's a subject that it comes up a lot. It comes up a lot. Always negative. It's always negative how the black woman is being portrayed. She's always either a ratchet hoe or she's a mean old bitch. That whole kind of thing. But see, my thing with it is I never really got caught up in it because I don't want to judge these women. There are people on reality TV. First of all, you're not getting on reality TV if there's not some type of, there's some drawing card that you have is why your ass actually got picked to be on reality TV. Now, do I think that everybody goes on to be, oh, I'm going and I'm just going to be a nasty bitch. This is what I'm doing. This is what I enjoy doing. I don't believe that. I think there's more K. Michelles in the world who will take the risk of going out and being labeled crazy and ratchet to get to the end game. See, because Kay did it. She did it. She started off one way. It got her out in front of us. It got her in our eyes view. And then she spent her time after that changing what your view of her was. Do you honestly believe that wasn't part of Kay's process? You couldn't possibly believe that from day one, Kay wanted to be known as the crazy girl with the big ass that smacks people with roses. You had to know that there was a light at the end of the tunnel for her because of just the way and how smoothly it actually went. And when you look at them, all of the ones that we look at and we fuss and say, child, she's ridiculous. The Mimis and the Nenes and the Kenyas, and everybody has an end game. It's all about getting there. Some people are going to get there and some people are not. And I truly believe that. And I'm going to tell you that because I'm one of those people. Would I take and do a reality show to get to where I want to be? I would. I'd have to say I would take the risk of maybe coming across a little differently than what I know is actually me to get to my end game, to get my product out there, to get in front of the American eye. Now, I'm not going to go, I'm not doing the sex tape thing and all that. But would I actually go into a reality show that's maybe not exactly what I wanted? As a career, to be able to open up doors for what I really want to do. Yes, I would do it in a fucking heartbeat. In a heartbeat. So that's where I'm kind of stuck. I'm stuck in that place when it comes to the portrayal of black women. Because it's not these black women. They don't make the rules. The powers that be, and y'all know who I'm talking about, they're the ones that make the rules. You've seen it. Real Housewives of Atlanta. If you're not ratchet, if you're not messy, you're gone. It's like being in a pageant. It's part of the game. Look at Candy. We'll use Candy as an example. Candy did something that was positive. Now, she's on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I knew Candy from way back when in Escape Days and all of that stuff. Candy was pushing herself to do something else. She had all these businesses and all these ideas that she wanted to do. Real Housewives of Atlanta was a nice catalyst to do it. Candy did that Sound Factory show. It was all positive. It was her showing herself in a good light in that music business realm, trying to make stars and all of this. That show didn't make it. One summer with that show, and we ain't heard another thing about it since. But y'all was watching the Real Housewives of Atlanta. When she's on there crying and don't talk about my man and leave my mama alone and acting a fool and doing things that we think aren't so great and don't portray the black woman so great, you're watching that. But when she was doing things that were positive, nobody paying no attention. Again, Candy didn't make the rules. She didn't make the rules. So I just look at the whole thing as it's like a pageant. It's you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. Will you take the risk of being looked at in a not so positive light to actually get to where you want to get to? Now it's up to you. Yes or no. I'd have to tell you, me personally, yes, I would do it. I would take the risk and clean up my image later. You know, but that's just me. And again, and everything in my, there's not, you know, there's certain things that no, I would not do. Like I said before, no, like Mimi, no, I'm not going to do a sex tape. And I know I don't want to be known as a porn star. And there's nothing wrong with that. Trust me. And look at one that I love so much, T.S. Madison. T.S. Madison came from the adult industry and is doing a whole big turnaround. She's a media sensation at this point. And it worked. You know, again, you got to have a real tough skin to make it through that process. But yeah, I mean, she changed how people actually view her. Nobody just views T.S. Madison as a sex worker or just some old tranny. No, she actually is a force to be reckoned with at this point. She is a media sensation at this point, and she's doing very, very well, doing things that she really wanted to do all along. So I'm not knocking it. And again, I don't believe that these black women actually have the power to control the portrayal of them on television. Because if you're not acting the way that I want you to act, you're not going to be on television. And that's the powers that be. So that's kind of where I am. I don't know. I felt the need to say just a little something about it, because usually I don't talk about that at all. I usually just kind of let that go because it kind of ticks me off. Because again, I think it's under control. But I don't know. I think it's cool. I do. I think it's cool. It's you want to be in the pageant or you don't. You want to be in the pageant or you don't. In the pageant, you got to wear a gown that's full length. And then once you get to where you want to be, you can wear a cocktail dress. That's just the way it is. Yeah, it's the powers that be. They really do control things. Just like it's the setup drama. You know, again, you have to play the game. The setup drama. In your real life, you probably wouldn't. I'm not going to dinner with a bitch that I don't like. I'm not going to bother. I'm not. You keep yourself, because there are people who would literally keep themselves out of the situation as opposed to being at an event with a bitch that you know you don't like, you know, and, you know, because in real life, you just say, you know what, just avoid it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it with you. And if you do end up somewhere that whore's at, you'll ignore that whore and act like that whore's not there. But not on reality TV, you're not, because the powers that be are going to make you talk to each other. They're going to make you all interact. And that's not how real life works. A bitch that you truly don't like, you don't interact with. Y'all have a real life problem, you don't interact. You know? But the powers that be say either you interact or you don't get paid. And if you don't interact and don't get the drama going, then you're not going to be on the show. So again, the powers that be control. It's not up to our women to, you know, as to what we actually see. They really don't have control over what we see on television. And then they'll edit the fuck out of you and make it look another way anyway. So, child, it is what it is. It really is what it is. It's kind of like a losing battle and a double-edged sword. All right, y'all. That's, you know, I don't know. There's just so much. It's a big... It's messy. That's all I can say. It's messy. You know what, guys? One thing I do want to add before I go. Sean Bradley actually did, he made a point on his video as well about double standards. And I have a small thing to say about that too. He is exactly right. There is definitely a double standard as far as the portrayal of our women versus our, you know, Caucasian or other nationality counterparts, okay? Because, and here's an example. Portia and the whole fight with Kenya. That whole thing, how shameful. You know, that's been the whole thing. Oh, it's just so shameful fighting that way and this, that thing, and the other. And it's just terrible. And you could use your words. And it was just all, it was so terrible. How fucking dare Portia? Yet, Teresa Giudice sat in a decent restaurant and shook and turned the fucking table. Now, when that happened, it wasn't even viewed that way. It was very much of, oh my goodness, look how out of hand things got. Oh my gosh, she must have been really under some stress. There's something really going on. Look at how that, oh my gosh, she had to shake the table and everything. Ooh, things got just a little bit out of hand. Now you tell me, what's the difference in being on a set, having an argument, and snatching your good girlfriend by the hair and y'all end up on the floor, or being in a classy restaurant and shaking the table, disrupting the whole restaurant, tearing up the glasses and the dishes and all of this, and creating a bill other than the food? You tell me, how's one better than the other? So yes, Sean, there is a definite double standard. And they did not beat Teresa on her wrists the way that they beat Portia on her. And you know, I can't stand Portia. You know, I'm not a Portia fan. I'm not. But she got far more backlash for doing that than Teresa did with shaking that table. They act just like her shaking that table and carrying on was cute. Ladies don't shake tables and break dishes. And ladies don't yank hair and roll on floors. And neither one is any better than the other. But I just wanted to add that last little thing. So like I said, thumbs up, thumbs down. You guys know how that works. I'll catch you all on the next video. And again, shout out to the Fresh Collective. And thank you for opening up a question like this and letting us be able to respond.